stop. Before you move on with life as usual, answer honestly, who truly governs your heart? Few declarations of Jesus have been so often repeated and yet so shallowly understood as the call to deny oneself. Many have heard these words echoed in sermons, quotes, and songs, but few have allowed them to pierce the soul's defenses and reveal the weight they truly carry. To deny yourself is not a poetic suggestion, nor a gentle metaphor meant to inspire passing reflection. It is a direct, profound, and transforming summons that confronts the very core of our identity, challenging everything we instinctively fight to preserve. When Jesus declared that whoever wished to follow him must deny himself, take up his cross, and then follow, he was not merely referring to behavioral adjustments or outward change. He was speaking about the throne of the heart, about who governs decisions, desires, ambitions, and the most hidden fears. To deny yourself is to relinquish the right to be your own ruler. This declaration came in a context where crowds followed Jesus, driven by admiration, curiosity, and hope for immediate benefits. There were astonishing miracles, teachings filled with authority, and undeniable displays of spiritual power. Yet Jesus discerned that not all were willing to embrace the true cost of discipleship. Therefore, he did not soften his message or make it more comfortable. He spoke with clarity and finality. Whoever wants to follow me must deny himself. Denying yourself does not mean cultivating self-hatred, erasing personality, or rejecting your own existence. It is something far deeper. It means recognizing that the self cannot occupy the supreme place in life, that our preferences, plans, and impulses cannot rise above the will of God. It means accepting that following Christ demands a radical reordering of priorities, a transformation that begins within and expresses itself through every choice. This call collides with a culture of comfort that teaches us to satisfy impulses, protect the ego, and seek whatever path is most convenient. Christ points in the opposite direction. He calls to renunciation, not as empty loss, but as the only road to true life. The great mistake of many is wanting the benefits of following Jesus without embracing the process of denying themselves. They want peace without surrender, purpose without renunciation, transformation without inner change. Yet Jesus never promised a path without cost. He promised a path that is worth everything. To deny yourself is to say no to the pride that wants control, to refuse the constant need for approval, to release the compulsion to always be right. It is to loosen your grip on control in order to learn trust in God. This surrender does not happen once for all. It unfolds as a daily decision, a continual exercise in yielding. The apostles learned this gradually. At first, none fully grasped the depth of the call. They argued about greatness and positions of honor, still bound by personal ambition. Yet walking with Christ, they discovered that following him meant dying to many versions of themselves. This process is painful, for it confronts habits, thoughts, and desires that have shaped our identity for years. It requires abandoning structures built on status, control, and recognition. It means accepting that the path of Jesus does not always align with our plans. Yet it is precisely here that faith ceases to be superficial. When the self is dethroned, Christ finds room to live within us, and this reshapes how we respond, choose, love, and forgive. Perhaps you sense that you have followed Jesus only partially, surrendering some areas while guarding others. Some decisions are guided by faith, while others still arise from fear or pride. Recognizing this is not failure, it is the beginning of an honest faith. Jesus never called the ready, he called the willing to release control, to learn, to leave behind what hinders spiritual growth. This call still echoes. Deny yourself, not as oppressive weight, but as a liberating path. Following Christ is not adding something to life. It is allowing him to redefine everything. Many try to fit him into routines already structured, values already fixed, and dreams never surrendered. But Christ does not occupy the margins of existence. He becomes the new center. When Jesus speaks of denying yourself, He exposes the silent battle within every heart. On one side, self-will. On the other, the invitation to trust God's will. This tension appears daily in visible and invisible choices. Not every desire leads to life. Not every opinion must be defended. Not every impulse must be satisfied. This awareness is liberating, but it blossoms only when the ego no longer rules. Jesus never concealed that discipleship involves loss. Yet loss is not the destination. It is the pathway to something greater. What is surrendered cannot sustain true life. What is yielded makes room for the eternal. The apostles learned this in tangible ways. Peter relinquished self-reliance. John's zeal was refined into love. Paul abandoned status and religious certainty for a new identity. Each experienced an inward death before fully living the call. Denying yourself also means accepting that Christ's path is not centered on human recognition. Many faithful choices go unseen, receive no applause, yet bear deep fruit in character and intimacy with God. This call confronts performative faith that seeks validation and visibility. Jesus points to a quiet faith rooted in obedience. Denying yourself is not suppressing emotion, but refusing to be governed by it. It is not erasing personality, but allowing it to be transformed. Many resist out of fear of what must be lost, yet Christ calls no one into purposeless emptiness. He calls us to release what suffocates life. When the self leaves the center, the way we face conflict, frustration, and expectation changes. The need to win arguments fades. The craving to be right weakens. The capacity to love expands. This process is continuous. Denying yourself is a daily decision that leads us to ask, who rules now, the self or Christ? This surrender prepares the heart for a visible step, taking up the cross. In Jesus' time, the cross was not a religious symbol, but an instrument of death and public shame. By choosing this image, he made clear that following him would involve dying daily to pride, personal rights, and self-preservation. Taking up the cross is not a single event, but a constant posture. It separates admirers from disciples. The cross exposes, humbles, removes the self from the center, and makes us dependent on God. It reveals that the kingdom is established not by force, but by surrender. Loving as Christ loved demands sacrifice, forgiveness, unseen service. Many try to soften the cross, yet Jesus spoke of the conscious decision to die to the ego. Following him is not merely receiving benefits, but walking with him even when the road passes through loss. Faithfulness is proven when the cost appears. To lose your life in this sense is to stop living self-centered and to find true freedom in Christ. Perhaps you realize you have avoided the cross, choosing only what is comfortable. This is not condemnation, but invitation. After denying yourself and taking up the cross, Jesus adds a final word: follow me. This is a relational call, not merely intellectual. To follow Jesus is to walk with him, to let him set the pace, redefine success, and establish identity. Success becomes faithfulness. Identity becomes rooted in who we are in him. Denying yourself, taking up the cross, and following Jesus are not separate stages, but daily, quiet, profound decisions. Jesus does not demand perfection, but willingness. And the more the self decreases, the more space Christ occupies. The more Christ occupies, the freer the heart becomes. Now the unavoidable question remains: what must you deny today in order to follow him more deeply?